just check the notification. All right. Just check the notification. Yep, we good. All right. Here's Shalom. Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, giving all praise, glory, and honor be to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah, Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, better known as GMS, who rule well. Peace and salutations unto the hopeful elect, the tabernacle of David. Started with 144,000 and the rest of the men, women, and children out of the 12 tribes whom Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai will ultimately be mercy upon in these last days. I'm your brother Matazabath, residing from the branch of the Great Millstone here in Melbourne, Australia. All right. And I want to say Salaki ahead of time. I just pretty much woke up not too long ago. It's Sunday, currently here, 12th of October. And first thing I saw was this video that I'm about to showcase right now. And I just want to, put a warning out, that the content that you are currently about to view at this point in time may be disturbing. So if your discretion is definitely advised. Now, you've heard the apostles, mainly Elder Apostle Tahar, on down, tell us Ahchyam about not allowing our left hand to know what our right hand is doing. You've heard many a times about being circumspect when coming out here. All right, learning how to deal with people in the spirit and not be carnal minded. All right, and things of that nature. And what I'm about to showcase is one of the Ahchyam who held camp a few hours ago. This Edomite actually came up to the camp and pulled a pew pew on him at the camp. All right, and I just want to showcase this brother's camp and to show you that, this is why Elder Apostle Gabar constantly tell us you have to understand what you are a part of. You have to know what you signed up for. Now, this is not to discourage any brother or whatever, but this is just to give even myself, along with the Ahchyam, a reality check on what we're dealing with, and things are going to get more chaotic, all right, as the time goes on. So we must be circumspect, all right, and just be aware of our surroundings at all times, all right, no matter the situation. All right, so let's go over. All right, so I want to start the video at the 17th mark here. Now, brother's YouTube handle is Voice of Jacob Serving Yahweh Shai 7. Now, I don't know this brother, and I don't know who he's under at his state where he's currently located in. So if you Ahchyam know the brother, whatever, by all means, you can put his name in, in a comment board. I'm sure as this video will be shared amongst brethren or whatever the case may be. All right. But nevertheless, let's play this. All right. Again, viewer discretion is advised.
Violence, warfare, and massacres. The Bufuk genocide. And this happened in Newfoundland between the 1500s to the 1800s, so 1829. The Bufuk people were hunted, displaced, and starved by settlers, leading to their extinction. The last known Bufuk, Swandihithit, died in 1829. So you people have the audacity to celebrate Thanksgiving, but it's really thanks stealing. You're thankful for stealing this land. What do you want, man? I can see your spirit already. What do you want?
Stealing what?
What do you want, man? What's your question? What's your question?
Stealing what?
What's your question?
Stealing what?
Stealing this land.
Explain to me, brother.
Okay, Job 9:24, the earth is given to the hand of the wicked. So wicked people came onto this place, which is you devils, you red people, you Edomites, which goes into the Bible, and you stole this land from our brothers, the Native Americans. If you can see on this sign, they go back to the tribes of Israel, which you're not looking. So I know you don't give a shit. So you're going into slavery because of that, and you're going to receive a terrible comeuppance. All right? That's what's going to happen to you.
I am?
I don't care. Get out of here, man.
You don't care?
No, I don't care. Get out of here.
The turtle trend.
All right, whatever.
What are you here for 9
Let me get a precept. This is about the Bible here. If you don't have any questions regarding the Bible, get down the street.
What the fuck Bible, man? I'm from the Turtle
This is
Clan.
Job 9:24. Job.
Job 9:24 what? You know who the fuck you're talking to? That's my Turtle Clan.
Okay.
Okay? I'm fucking native.
Okay.
And you're gonna come talk to me and you're gonna tell me the fucking step nigger? Who the fuck are you, nigger?
Okay. So let me read you something.
Who the fuck are you, nigger?
Let me read something to you.
Yeah, go ahead, fucking read.
Let me read something.
Because you're gonna fucking preach, nigger.
Let me read to
and
you.
then you're gonna fucking talk to
Let me
me.
read to you.
Who the fuck are you?
First of all, you gotta calm down.
I gotta calm down, but you're gonna call me a fucking imposter.
Yeah.
You're
because
here fucking protesting
I am.
my
and I have a
fucking
right to.
clan. Yeah,
Can
but
I-
you're
can I
here
read something?
protesting my clan.
If you were here,
And then you want to fucking talk to me
if you were,
about disrespect.
if you were
Shut
here-
your fucking mouth.
if you were here, if you were here,
Shut the fuck up.
I'm reading about the tribe of the
Yo,
Native
nigger.
Americans.
You think this is a fucking joke?
You're drunk. Calm down.
Drunk.
You're by 22 division. You're drunk.
I don't give a fuck, nigger. I'm a fucking gangster.
Okay. Okay.
And you're here fucking talking about fucking naval, tribal fucking things?
You see this? This is live.
I don't
Be
give
careful.
a fuck.
You see this? This is how it is. This is how it is for us when we come out here. Hey, this
For you.
reminds.
Oh,
this is-
wait.
this is reminds me
For you?
of Victoria and Dundas.
Oh, for you, right? You're a fucking black man. You're talking
So
about my
what?
fucking people?
But we're brothers. If you are a Gadite, we are actually brothers, and this is what I'm talking about.
Yeah, and I come to
but you're
you
not
and I
listening.
ask you.
You're
no,
not listening.
Shut up.
No, I don't
I
have to.
come-
I'm trying to teach you.
You don't need to shut up.
Yo, bro. Yo, bro. Yo, bro. Yo. Yo, yo, yo. Who the fuck is that? Yo, 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 yo. What the fuck? Yo, 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 yo. Who the fuck is that? I should cock back the hammer and bust your face. Bitch ass. Bitch ass. Yo, bitch ass. Get the fuck up. Get the fuck up. Get the fuck up. You know who you're talking to? I'm fucking crazy. You don't know me. Now you're leaking. You shouldn't have been speaking. Now you're fucking leaking. Bitch ass nigga. Bitch ass. Don't ever come up here and disrespect my shit. Now you're all leaking. Get the fuck out of here. Now I took your gun. What are you gonna do? Now I took your gun. Now I can fuck you up. Who's the bitch? Yeah. And you're all yo, your gun is fucking unloaded. You're a fucking buster too. Fucking wankster.
Respect.
Fucking wankster. Fucking homo thug. Bitch
No,
nigga.
but he told me you fucking
You're a
wanted to
bitch.
attack us.
You're a fucking bitch.
Yeah, but
You're a
before
fucking
you,
bitch. Get the fuck out of
hold
here.
on.
Get the fuck out of here.
You attacked Buddy.
Get the fuck out of here.
He came to me. I came
Get
to you.
the fuck out of here. You don't know who you're messing with. Not from the fucking streets. Fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. Now you're leaking.
Punks are on the left.
Hey, everybody, look at this punk. Fucking putting guns to my head. You know who the fuck I am? I'm a fucking servant of Yahweh Shemel Shai. You know who I am?
Not
Yeah, you
bad.
see, we're not fucking choir boys here.
No,
Don't fucking mess with me.
It's my boy since you ripped him off.
Putting guns to my head.
No,
Shut the fuck up.
no. My boy since you ripped him off.
Yeah, whatever.
I'm serious.
What?
On my kids.
I don't give a shit. Get out of here.
That's why I came to you.
Get out of here.
He was here going on about bullshit.
Guy has a fucking nice piece, eh? This piece of shit. It's fucking broken too.
It's a BB gun. The only reason I came out is because my boy said you ripped him off.
Get out of here, man.
Buddy,
I gotta move now because this guy's causing problems.
I apologize, brother.
No. Yo, you're not my brother, man. Get out of here. You dude, just leave. Just leave.
No, I'm telling you
Just
right now,
leave. Just leave.
I'm telling you right now, the only reason I came here is because my boy said you fucking ripped him off. That's the only reason. I
Nah,
came
man,
here.
you got you got me. That's not me. You got the wrong person. You gotta leave, man.
I'm
You
telling
gotta
right
leave.
now.
You gotta leave.
I gotta leave.
Yeah, you gotta leave. I'm not giving you this back because you're dangerous.
No, I'm not dangerous.
No,
I'm gonna
man.
walk away right now.
No, man. This is.
Buddy.
I don't know what you're gonna do. I'm not giving you this
Oh
shit.
no,
You
buddy,
just pointed
know
this at my
what's a
head.
BB
I'm not giving you this shit.
Buddy, you know what's a BB gun?
No, I don't care.
I came here.
You gotta
'cause my
go,
boy
man.
said
Yo,
you ripped him
leave.
off.
Yo, leave.
Yeah. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop it right there. All right, I'm going to post the link in the chat. All right, so you can go back. You know, you can watch this. He pretty much goes in and they have a discussion back and forth. But for the record, let me just say this. All right, we here at Great Millstone, we don't thrive ourselves on you know, looking like we are attacking anyone. Now, in this situation, we can say this and say that until we're actually put in that situation. Now, the brother, you know, given the circumstances that he was currently in, he did the right thing and defended himself. All right. Furthermore, as the order has been passed down from the apostles that, you know, we are to call, you know, pretty much the cops on, you know, when dealing with situations like this. You know, you know, for me and judging the matter at hand, I wouldn't even have no discussion with him. I would have simply, you know, ended the live, called the cops, and moved on to a different destination. Now, he did say that he was going to move because, you know, yes, this guy was crazy, but it just goes to show you that when we're out there, we have to be circumspect in our dealings. We have to know what we're dealing with. Now, I will say at the beginning when the idiot came up, you know, the guy was telling him, you know, through the spirit, you know, hey, he judged it, you know, he knew something was wrong with this individual, you know, but then again, when the truth started coming out, then he got riled up. Now he's telling, you know, the brother that the reason why he came up to the camp was because he thought that, you know, he was somebody in this, you know, that ripped off or whatever the case may be. Now, judging through the spirit, you know, Esau is finding little things to infiltrate certain camps, to do this or do that. All the more reason why you have to, you know, be circumspect on what you do, especially when you're not on camera. Whatever you're doing in your day-to-day life, when you're outside, you know, of your house, you might have to go here, go there. Be very careful on your dealings with individuals, all right? Because we are approaching a time where people are losing their marbles out here. You have to be very careful on how you deal and treat people. All right. And especially with this technology that has now come out known as Sora 2. If you don't know what Sora 2 is, look it up. They now can use your imagery and persecute you for something that you didn't even do. And this AI technology is so powerful, it can make it look like you've robbed a bank. It can make it look like you had an altercation with a police officer of some sort. So we are in some dangerous times. What I want to do is just get a few precepts and close out. This is Matthew 10, verses 11 through verse 22. It says, and into whatsoever city or town ye shall enter, inquire who in it is worthy. And why? Because everybody is not worthy of this truth. All right. Yahweh Shah said, cast not thy pearls unto swine. All right. This is why 1 John chapter 4 and verse 1 tells us that we have to try the spirits, okay, to see if they are the spirit of the Most High. A lot of times when people come up to the camp, all right, you have to learn, and this is where experience comes in. You have to learn how to judge the matter uprightly. We're not out there to be carnal. You don't just, you know, want to sit up there and you may see somebody that's awful, whatever, and then you get on them like, oh, you're this and you're nah, you don't want to do that. Okay, you know, you can either say, you know, hey, you know, this is probably not for you. All right, so you're more than welcome to continue to go on about your day or whatever the case may be. Remember, we have to be wise as serpents and harmless as doves when we're out here on highways and byways, right? So it says, let me read it again. And into whatsoever city or town ye shall enter, inquire who in it is worthy, and there abide till ye go thence. And when ye come into an house, salute it. And if the house be worthy, let your peace come upon it. But if it be not worthy, let your peace return to you. Okay. So if you know, go to a destination where you're holding camp, and you may be in a situation where you may get a lot of bug outs or whatever, coming up or being disrespectful or whatever. Hey, kick up the dust off your feet and just move on. Let your peace return back unto you. Don't be like, you know, these Christians out here, vocab Malone, constantly coming up and trying to, start things and get the last word in and stuff like that. No, just keep it moving. Okay, we're not out here to go back and forth with individuals, right? It says, and whosoever shall not receive you nor hear your words when ye depart out of that house or city, shake off the dust off your feet. Verily I say unto you, it shall be more tolerable for the land of Sodom and Gomorrah in the day of judgment than for that city. Behold, I send you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves. Be ye therefore wise as serpents and harmless as doves. Right. We don't want to do anything to cause the ministry to be blamed. Right. We don't want to do that because now, and again, I'm not saying that the brother is wrong in this situation, but the way that it ended, with him overpowering the guy or whatever, and then he turned around and said, do you know who the F I am? I'm a servant of Yahweh Shem Shai. Now Esau can take it and deem us as being wild and dangerous, man, anything can happen right now. This is why we're trying to explain to you, Ahchyam, just, again, every situation is different, right? And I don't think that brother in this particular situation could have done anything better than what he has done to relieve himself out of that situation. The only thing I probably would have added on to it is, I would have called the cops right then and there. Okay, wasted no time. All right, and pretty much relieved myself from that area and would have just packed up and left until the cops came. I wouldn't have left straight away because that guy could have followed him. Who knows, right? But you brothers, let this be a lesson to you to know what it is that you are a part of and what could potentially happen to you, especially in these last days. Okay, everything is, evils is waxing worse and worse as the scriptures tells us. All right, Matthew 10 and 17, it says, but beware of men, for they will deliver you up to the councils, and they will scourge you in their synagogues. And ye shall be brought before governors and kings for my sake, for a testimony against them and the Gentiles. But when they deliver you up, take no thought how or what ye shall speak, for it shall be given you in that same hour when ye shall speak. Right? For it is not ye that speak, but the Spirit of the Father Yahweh, which speaketh in you. Okay, so we know there's going to come a time where we're going to be persecuted. All right, Esau is going to come down with great wrath. All right, Revelation, the 12th chapter goes into that, and the 12th verse in particular. And so when this comes, you have to, as the scripture says, be thou faithful even unto death. Revelation 2 and 10. All right, don't sit up there and cause a ruckus and say, kiss my ass, Esau, I'm gonna do this to you, stuff like that. No, and I'm gonna show you why, because you want to be circumspect. All right, you have to use wisdom in all situations. You can't just spaz out and everything. Yeah, because we know the truth. We know how it's going to end for this devil, but you want to endure all the way up until the end. You see what I'm saying? And I'm afraid that most brothers, although they know this, they still have bad habits of how they used to act in the world. So prior to coming into this truth, that bad habit, if you haven't conquered it, that could lead to your destruction, your fall within Jacob's trouble, because you don't know how to handle your emotions. Okay, a lot of you brothers in this truth, if that's a bad habit for you, you have to nip that in the bud, because when Jacob's trouble comes, if you don't know how to use wisdom in certain situations, all right, you could get got very easily. Okay. Verse 21, and the brother shall deliver up the brother to death, and the father the child, and the children shall rise up against their parents and cause them to be put to death. Right? A man's foe should be they of his own household, man. Okay, family members is going to turn against you, right? It says, and ye shall be hated of all men for my sake, but he that endureth until the end shall be saved. All right. And in other words, endurance equals salvation. Okay. When Jacob's trouble comes and you have somebody that comes up and, hey, you one of those Hebrew Israelites, and I've seen you doing this and doing that. If you don't know how to use wisdom in that situation to further endure yourself, to just make it, you're not going to, it's no hope for you, man. Okay. You don't want to be carnal minded with these individuals out here. You want to learn to remain in the spirit. Okay. Proverbs 15 verses 1-2. A soft answer turneth away wrath, but grievous words stir up anger. So in this situation, okay, the brother, you know, he kind of calmed down towards the end, but I can understand being in that situation. Okay, your life is in jeopardy, whether it's a BB gun or a real gun, it still doesn't matter. It's still classified as a weapon. You know what I mean? And like I said again, given the situation, you know, he's done the right thing. But again, I would have just I wouldn't even be talking with the individual. I would have immediately called the cops. And once the cops got there, you know, took care of business and then, you know, packed up and moved on along. You know, hopefully this brother stays in good spirit, because something like this can cause a brother to also lose faith and fall out of the truth. Okay, that's in Matthew the 13th chapter. All right. Matter of fact, let me get that real quick. Let's get that Matthew 13 so you can understand what I'm saying, because Yahushua spoke about this when adversity arises, you know, that person can easily fall out of the truth. Let me see here. Matthew 13 and I'll start here at 18. It says, "Hear ye therefore the parable of the sower. When anyone heareth the word of the kingdom and understandeth it not, then cometh the wicked one and catcheth away that which was sown in his heart. This is he which received seed by the wayside. But he that received the seed in stony places, the same is he that heareth the word, and anon with joy receiveth it. It says, yet hath he not root in himself, but dureth for a while. For when tribulation or persecution ariseth because of the word, by and by he is offended." And that's why I said, I hope this brother doesn't get offended, you know, as time goes on, because I assure you, this is not the last sort of dealings he's going to run into whilst being in this truth. And brothers, you know, have backed out. The apostles have told us many stories where, you know, there's been situations whether they had dealings with cops or people coming up. Hell, we even had brothers and in the Chicago camp, you know, GMS Chicago, they've been shot at. You see what I'm saying? They have pews shot at them, you know. So that's what it means when we come back here. Let me read it again. Matthew 13:21. Yet hath he no root in himself. And what does it mean, no root in himself? Meaning you didn't have a solid foundation within this truth. The solid foundation starts with knowing the names, Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, understanding who the Heavenly Father is, Deuteronomy 32:39, Isaiah 45 and 7. All right. And you start to build, you start to get built up in the faith, but dureth for a while. For when tribulation or persecution arises because of the word, by and by he is offended. And why does it say because of the word? Because Yahushua reminded us that, hey, the servant is not greater than his master. You see what I'm saying? Yahushua, was he not persecuted? Was they not trying to stone him to death? So how much more you following him? That's why he said, know it that they hated me first before they hated you. So when you come into this truth, you have to understand this is something that can and will happen to you. But the difference is where you rooted enough to understand and accept it. And that's where a lot of brothers, they fall out of, because they'll say, hey, I didn't sign up for this. This is why so many of those, I'm gonna say, animated camps, okay, that use all sort of glitz and glams and stuff when they out there teaching, they like to stick to one aspect of teaching, all right, because they know if they do like what we do here in Great Millstone, where we just give you the raw truth, no stone unturned, okay, they know that that's what can possibly happen to them. So they don't want to be seen as, now we're not going to go into that topic, or we're not going to say this, or we're not going to go into this prophecy because we don't want that. No. And by you doing that, the Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua said this. Let's get Jeremiah chapter 48 and verse 8, because this is what you're doing. Verse 10, Salakia. It says, cursed be he that doeth the work of Yahweh deceitfully. Because when you hold back the truth, you're doing the work deceitfully. You're not supposed to hold back. It says, and cursed be he that keepeth back his sword from blood. Now, on a spiritual note, the scriptures is likened unto a two-edged sword. That's Hebrews 4:12. So when you keep the scriptures back, you're essentially keeping it back from blood, because remember, this is a spiritual fight. We are at spiritual war. You're not gonna go into a combat and you're gonna keep certain things back. No, because by you doing that, guess what? You can potentially be unalive. So it's the same thing in this truth. If you're out there teaching and you're keeping back the 100% truth, okay, you can basically you're committing spiritual how can I say it? Because I don't want to say that word. But basically you're taking yourself out the game. Let's just say that. Try to keep it PG. Right? So, coming back here, Proverbs 15:1-2, a soft answer turneth away wrath, but grievous words store up anger. Yeah, when you're in a situation, when you're having a going back and forth, be very mindful on how you deal with people. This is wisdom. A soft answer turneth away wrath. If you see somebody that's hot and heated, do you think that it's wise for you to also be hot and heated and go back and forth? No. The best thing to do is you want to diffuse that situation quickly. You want to put water on a fire. You want to turn that fire down. Verse 2, the tongue of the wise useth knowledge aright, but the mouth of the fools poureth out foolishness. You have to learn how to read the situation. Right? Proverbs 14:7, go from the presence of a foolish man when thou perceivest not in him the lips of knowledge. You see? Now, again, I understand at one point the brother was about to get the precept Job 9:24, because through the spirit he realized he's just the Edomite, right? But look, every situation is different. I understand that. I understand that. But again, this is where we have to learn how to read situations and just say, you know what, I'm not even going to deal with this person. Hey, man, this is not for you. Have a nice day. Have a nice day. And just keep it moving. But again, I know every situation is different, because just because you want to act in that sort of way, it may not always go that way. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I said earlier, he did the best he could do within this situation. Right? Coming back, 1 Peter 5:8, be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about seeking whom he may devour. Did not the dude came up and said, well, aren't you this person here? My friend said you done something wrong. So that's why I came up to the camp to find out what you was doing, what you was all about. And the brother said, no, you got me mistaken from someone else. Now, how much more when Esau uses different psyops and everything to come at the servants, the prophets? How much more? So that's why we tell you, brothers, it's one thing to be reading the scriptures, studying, but are you applying the scriptures? You can know all the precepts in the world. You can know all the breakdowns in the world. Are you applying these scriptures and moving accordingly? We already know we finna be persecuted, but why would you be in a situation where you do things, you want to act a ninja, right? You want to be a ninja. When the camera is not on, when you are not around the Ahchyam, breaking bread and whatnot, and you by yourself, you being a ninja in the streets. You don't want to do that. You have to apply these scriptures in your everyday life and walk accordingly. Be circumspect with all your doings. Watch how you move, because they're watching us. I can assure you that. You see? All right. 1 Peter 5:8 once more. Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about seeking whom he may devour. Okay. So be sober, be vigilant, watch your surroundings and how you deal. Romans 12:18-21. If it be possible, as much as lieth in you, live peaceably with all men. Yes, that not only includes 2/3 of our people, but that also includes the heathens that we are mingled amongst. All right. Again, yes, your spirit is going to be vexed being around certain people being wicked. They want to cause problems, but you have to use the scriptures to use wisdom to see your way around the situation. Not sit up here and go tick for tack against someone, right? Verse 19, it says, dearly beloved, avenge not yourselves. This is a hard one because, again, when you're back in the world, somebody do something to you, you want to sit up there and go toe for toe. Now, I'm not saying you can't sit up there and defend yourself like that brother. He defended himself. Yeah, of course you defend yourself, especially if your life is in jeopardy where somebody's trying to do bodily harm to you, right? But you don't be the person where you're going to strike first and because you see something that's awful, whatever, you want to get all roused up in the spirit and you know. We have to stay spiritual, man. We're spiritual men. We are ambassadors of Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. Here it is when Yahweh Shai walked the earth. All right. Remember, he already has spiritual power. He told his disciples, do you not think I can call a legion of angels to pretty much in so many words F this place up? He could have, but he didn't because he didn't come there for that. This man has spiritual power on him the whole time. When they went to arrest Yahweh Shai and Peter took this sword and chopped the ear off of one of the soldiers, Yahweh Shai did not he healed his ear? Yahweh Shai they could have took them all in that point, but again, he wasn't there for that. He stayed in the spirit. And even though he had to remind Peter to also stay in the spirit by telling him, he that liveth by the sword will die by the sword. So again, let it be a lesson to all you Ahchyam on how you deal. Okay, again, yes, we know every situation is different. We get that. Verse 19, again, it says, dearly beloved, avenge not yourselves, but rather give place unto wrath. For it is written, vengeance is mine, I will repay, saith Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. Therefore, if thine enemy hunger, feed him. If he thirst, give him drink. For in doing so, thou shalt heap coals of fire on his head. Now, what this is going into, let's say you may have somebody, let's keep it plain and simple. You may have somebody at the job or whatever that's being an asshole to you. You can have a Jake or whatever is being an asshole to you, whatever, right? And let's say one day he's in need of help and you can sense it, right? If you go and help him, Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai sees that, and when what's happening in that situation is, guess what? Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai is going to deal with him because he's going to see you've been treating my servant like shit, and here it is, you falling on a hard time where you need a helping hand at work or whatever, and my servant chose to be in the spirit and to go and give you a helping hand. Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai sees that. Guess what? He gonna heap coals of fire on his head. That person gonna get dealt with. That's what it means to stay and be in the spirit. You see what I'm saying? Here it is. He been an asshole at work for like 3-4 months straight, and your spirit been vexed. You've been wanting to get at him, but no, you know that not. I'm not going to avenge. I'm not going to be like that. I'm not going to stoop down to that person's level. Right. But here it is. I don't know. Let's say he showed up. A situation happened to him. He had no money, no food or whatever for lunch. So you may say, you know what? Here you go, bro. This is pretty much all I got. But here's some food or whatever. Right. Yeah. How about Shemal Shah likes that? But it's not going to end well to that dude, because by you doing that gesture, even though he was being an asshole to you this whole time, okay, you're heaping coals of fire on his head. And Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai is going to repay him back for the shit that he was doing to you. It says, verse 21, be not overcome of evil, but overcome evil with good. That's the hard part. That's the hard part. Because again, when you're in a situation where people are trying to come after you, can you stay in the spirit? Can you overcome that evil with good? Being circumspect, using wisdom. You see? So you got to, like Apostle Bar always says, know what you are a part of. A lot of you brothers are not aware of what it is that you are a part of, man. You have to count the cost of what it truly means to be within this ministry. Psalms 34:7. The angel of Yahweh encampeth around about them that fear him and delivereth them. Right. You can be in a tough situation at a camp or whatever, but if you're using wisdom, the words of Yahweh Bashem El Shai, you're applying them. Okay. Just because you can't see the angels, they're always there operating, and they can turn a situation that can quickly go south. All right. They can turn it around full throttle and save you in the nick of time. This is why you have to put your trust in Yahweh Bashem El Shai. You have to trust and believe that, as it says in the book of Sirach, whoever called upon his name was confounded. You see? But the ones who called upon his name, there were the same ones that feared him, and they was doing things that pleased him. That's the difference. Not you sitting up here and playing both sides of the field. When you get around the Ahchyam, all right, you pretend to be, doing the right thing and being righteous. But when you are not around the Ahchyam, you're being a ninja. So therefore, when a situation arises, don't think that Yahweh Bashem El Shai is going to save you in that time. You're going to call upon his name, but no, you can't, because you on one end of the spectrum, you're trying to be righteous, but then on the other end, when you by yourself, you're not doing the things that are appeasing to the Heavenly Father. So do you think Yahweh Shai is going to intervene on your behalf? You see what I'm saying? You can't act that way, man. All right, let's get a couple of more. This is Matthew 5. I'm gonna start at verse 38. Point is at verse 39. It says, you have heard that it was said, an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. Punishment that fits the offense, right? Going back to the Mosaic law. But I say to you, do not resist an evil person who insults you or violates your rights. And many people would take this out of context and they'll say, Yahweh Shai changed the law. In this particular precept, he didn't change the law, because you can find this very same precept within the book of Psalms. David spoke about it. What Yahweh Shai was doing was he was reminding us to come back through faith and not be carnal, but be spiritual men. He didn't change anything. Okay, let me read it again. Verse 39, but I say to you, do not resist an evil person who insults you or violates your rights. But whoever slaps you on the right cheek, turn the other toward him also. And by the way, this is an AMP. Now, this doesn't mean to let them hit on you. Many people take that out of context. What? I'm supposed to let a ninja hit on me? No. Read the brackets. It says simply ignore insignificant insults or trivial losses and do not bother to retaliate. Maintain your dignity, your self-respect, your poise. This is wisdom. So if you have somebody that insults you, if you have somebody that, helps you to, suffers some type of loss or whatever, may bash this up. All right. Don't bother to retaliate. Let it go. Yahweh Bashem El Shai is watching everything, man. He may call you outside your name. Okay, so what? Don't go tick for tack with somebody. Maintain your dignity, your self-respect. Stay in the spirit. You see what I'm saying? This is the true test right here. And again, a lot of brothers is going to fail in this test, especially during Jacob's trouble, because this is a bad habit that they can't get out of. And I'm not sitting up here saying you gotta, be soft or whatever. Of course, defend yourself, all right, in certain manners or whatever, like the brother in this video here. Okay. But for the majority, What I'm saying is this, you know, when it comes to little small situations, all right, of simply being insulted or whatever the case may be, don't retaliate. It's not, don't even waste your time. Do not waste your time. Stay in the spirit. Verse 40, if anyone wants to sue you and take your shirt, let him have your coat also, for Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua repays the offender. Okay. And I want to get this here also in the AMP. 2 Corinthians 6:3, we put no obstruction in anyone's path so that the ministry will not be discredited. All right. In other words, don't sit up there and go and do something that can have the ministry blamed. Okay. Verse 4, but we commend ourselves in every way as servants of power in great endurance and sufferings, hardships and distresses, in beatings, in imprisonments, in riots and labors, and sleepless nights and hunger, in purity, in sincerity, in knowledge, in insight, in patience, in kindness, in the Holy Spirit, in genuine love, in speaking the word of truth. Don't hide your sword from blood. In the power of power, right? Or in the power of the Most High, by the weapons of righteousness for the right hand. Remember, the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but spiritual. You see? Like holding the sword to attack. The scriptures is your sword. That's the only weapon we need. And for the left, like holding the shield to defend. Does not the scripture say in Ephesians, put on the whole armor of the Most High? Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua. It's all the weapon you need, man. You don't need nothing else. You'll need nothing else. Verse 8, amid glory and dishonor, by evil report and good report, branded as deceivers and yet vindicated as truthful. Just like he came up to the brother and said, you know, you calling me a liar and stuff. The brother wasn't lying. He was being truthful. And the same thing is going to happen to you, Ahchyam. You're going to be classified as deceivers, but yet you vindicated as truthful. Verse 9, as unknown to the world, yet well known by Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua and his people, as dying, yet we live, as punished, yet not unalived, as sorrowful, yet always rejoicing, as poor, yet bestowing riches on many. Why? Because this truth is likened unto treasure. So you're rich in faith, as having nothing yet possessing all things, man. And we truly are rich just to know this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, because everybody is about to be asked out come Jacob's trouble, man, which we're currently in, but it's going to be amplified. That's why it tells you wisdom and knowledge should be the stability of thy times, the strength of thy salvation, right? Isaiah 33:6. So this is the true riches, man. We're rich in faith to even know what we know. And everybody else, they don't know. They're going to be asked out. You see? It says, as having nothing yet possessing all things. Okay. And that's pretty much it. So, you know, just wanted to quickly share this. Again, I've already put the link in the chat. All right. You can go and watch this. You know, brother did, you know, a good job on handling the situation as best as he could, given the circumstances, you know, but this is just a reminder. All right. To be vigilant. Okay. Be circumspect of your surroundings. Don't waste no time going tick for tack, man. Call the cops immediately. Okay. Call the cops immediately and move post. You know, I wouldn't even go back around there. Kick up the dust of your feet and move on. So, you know, I'm going to end it there. I pray that this lesson was edifying, straight to the point. I want to give all praise, glory, and honor be to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua, Bahasham Rakah HaKodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, better known as GMS, who we will. Peace and salutations unto the hopeful elect, the tabernacle of David, and so on to the next Lord's will. Shalom.